Alright, hey y'all, I know it's been a minute, but we got some stuff going on with the Honda today. So what we're doing today is we are swapping out these lowering springs and stock struts for some OG Omni Power coilovers. So some of y'all may remember these from back in the day, I doubt it, but they were really good coilover, you know, way back when. So we're going to swap those on, both the front and the back, and then we're going to do an oil change on this thing. We want to keep as much fresh oil on this thing as possible, keep it running good, keep it looking good, and yeah, so here we go. Alright, so first thing you want to do, always jack up your car and make sure you use jack stands. You really don't want to take a chance on working underneath something and then the thing slips off the jack. That ends up really bad. You can hurt yourself or kill yourself. Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
That's a lot of damage. How about a little more?
So always get yourself a set of decent jack stands. You can get them from everywhere, Harbor Freight, Walmart, shit, maybe Dollar General or something. You can go wherever and get these things. Just make sure you have them and you're using them properly. So always look for the jacking points underneath your car. Put them on there. You're not gonna crush shit. So, but yeah. So right now, going to go ahead and start taking off this side on this cart. Super simple. Only a couple bolts. Shouldn't take too long. It's kind of running out of daylight, but I have a light right there. So yeah, here we go. All right. So first thing you want to do when you're doing this on like an EG platform, or realistically any kind of like EG or EK Civic or Del Sol, the Integras, pretty much gonna be the same thing. I think the Accord is similar too. My buddy will chime in on that in a little bit. But first thing you want to do, undo this bracket right here. This holds up the brake line to the strut, and okay, there we go. There should be 2 bolts on this thing, so you're gonna have to turn the wheel at some point to get to the other one. But take off those 2 things, and you got this brake line free. Actually, yeah, there's 2 of them. So can I get it from this side? I mean, I guess I can, but it's not gonna be most fun. No, I guess I can. I guess you don't need to, but it'll make it a lot easier if you did. So let's see. All right. All right. So now that we got those off. By the way, these are 12mm bolts. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna undo this bolt right here. That holds the strut into the strut fork. So once we undo that, then we can start focusing on the top a little bit. So we'll go over what we're gonna do there and why we need to salvage some parts. But for now, let's focus on the bottom. Yep. All right. Cool. It's not an easy bolt to get out, but all right. Cool. Now we can use the ratchet. Oh shit. All right. All right. So changed my mind with that one. So what we're doing now is go ahead and take off the lower fork. You already undid the bolt right here. So that was a what was it? Like a 14? Yeah, 14. Now you can take off the lower bolt, which is a 17. So what you're gonna need is a 17mm socket, clearly, and a wrench. So once you do that, should be fairly quick. Pop that sucker off. Finagle this thing out the way. It's not gonna just fall straight to the ground, but you can twist it out and make it work. And once you do that, then you should be good to go. And then you got a couple more bolts to do up top, and you'll have the strut out. Now, if your coilovers come with top hats, then it's easy. Removal and install, super simple. But there's something we gotta do with these, so stay tuned. Alrighty, so now we are going to take off these top 2 bolts, and we can go ahead and get this thing out of the way. So I know someone's saying like, hey, you probably you know, you could go ahead and undo the spring right now. I mean, you can. I'm not going to. Let's just go ahead and do it like this. It's easier. You have more space outside the car. And it's going to take like exactly like a minute tops to get this done. So once we do that, I'll chime back in and then I'll show y'all what we're going to do with this. Could be a little bit of a danger, what we're going to do. But it's fairly simple with assuming that you have lowering springs on. If you're on a stock spring, do not do what we're about to do next. It's going to turn into a missile. So, but we'll be fine with these, you know, fairly substantial drop lowering springs. So, all right, so we are pretty much out the way. So, yep, there we go. So, boom, got this out ish. So, it's gonna take some finagling, but yeah. So this is out and free. Just finagle it out, you know, move around the hub and stuff so you can get it out. But once we do that, boom, we'll be ready to go to do the next step. All right. So now what we're going to do is hopefully not injure ourselves, but since we're on these lowering springs, they do lower a good amount. What we're going to do is, and I may not be able to show you all this just because I don't have enough arms currently. We're going to put this in here. We're going to hold the shaft of the actual strut itself, and then we're going to do this nut. So generally that's a bad idea on stock springs. It's probably not a great idea for this thing either, but we're going to do it because I don't feel like going to rent the proper tools. So don't be a cheap ass. That being said, they probably wouldn't work on this thing anyways. So here we go. Shouldn't be too hard. Shouldn't injure ourselves too much. I've done this a couple times before. Should be fine. So here we go.
I told Pot to bring the problem.
All right, so what we're doing now is, as you can see, we're still alive for the most part. These didn't come with top hats, so we have to reuse the OEM ones. Now they'll work. They're not perfect because they don't exactly locate the spring, but once everything's torqued down and these things are under load, and I set the preload on these things, we should be fine. So installation of this is the exact same way of how you take them out. Nothing super difficult, just a couple things you got to do. So super easy install, in and out in a few minutes. So I'll show you all the finished product when it's back on the car. Here we go.